All right, welcome! Today we're going to jump into one of Shakespeare's absolute best comedies, As You Like It. And we're going to be using the Folger Shakespeare edition as our guide, which is super reliable. But, before we even get into the story itself, there's a really important question we've got to tackle first.
And that question is this. What if the Shakespeare you've read, maybe in school or on your own, isn't actually what Shakespeare wrote? I know, it sounds a little wild, right? But this idea is absolutely central to why having a trustworthy text is so important when we're dealing with plays that are this old.
So here's the thing. Unlike a book you'd buy today, there isn't just one official version of a Shakespeare play. It's just not that simple. The texts that have come down to us over the centuries are, well, they're kind of unstable, and that makes it a huge challenge for anyone trying to create a modern edition for us to read.
Okay, so the heart of the problem is this. We've got these different early versions of the plays. Some are called quartos, and then there's the big one, the famous First Folio from 1623. But, and this is the key part, we don't have Shakespeare's original handwritten copy for pretty much any of them. So editors have to play detective. They have to pick a base text and decide what to change. And, for a long time, those edits were often based on what an editor thought was proper or good, not necessarily what the evidence suggested.
Let me give you a really clear example from The Tempest. For a long time, in older editions, there's this really powerful, fiery speech that was given to Prospero. But why? Well, because editors thought it was just too improper for his young daughter Miranda to say. Can you believe that? Thankfully, modern editions like the Folger have put that speech right back where it belongs, with Miranda. And that one change completely transforms her character. It's a huge deal.
And this is exactly why the Folger Shakespeare Library is so important. They've basically made it their mission to solve this problem, to create a modern text that we as readers can actually trust.
So what's their secret? Well, the Folger's whole approach is about combining the best, most up-to-date scholarship with being completely open about it. They don't just make a change and hide it. Nope. They actually explain why they made the choices they did, so you're always in the know. And that means we can be confident we're reading something that's as close as we can possibly get to the real deal.
Okay, so now that we've established that we can really trust the words we're about to look at, let's dive in. Let's use this trusted text to finally unpack the story of As You Like It.
So, what gets this whole play moving? It's all about family drama. Seriously, the entire story is driven by two really intense, parallel conflicts between two different sets of brothers, and these feuds basically turn their whole world completely upside down.
Let's break it down. On one hand, you've got our hero, Orlando. His older brother, Oliver, is just awful to him. He's withholding his inheritance, refusing him an education, basically treating him like dirt. Then, on the other hand, you have Duke Sr. He's been usurped, his title stolen, and he's been banished by his own younger brother, Duke Frederick. So in both of these situations, you see the family structure get completely flipped on its head, all because of greed and pure jealousy. Right from the very first scene, you get a real sense of who Orlando is. You can feel his noble spirit. He's not just sitting around moping. No, he feels this injustice just boiling up inside him. And it's not just about the money, He's fighting against what he calls servitude, something that's trying to erase his identity as a gentleman. It shows us right away that this guy is a man of principle, a man of action.
And then, for a complete 180, you get his brother, Oliver. Just listen to the absolute poison coming from this guy. He's talking to Charles, the Duke's star wrestler, and he's literally trying to convince him to kill Orlando in their match. He's making up all these lies, painting his own brother as this horrible villain. It's a kind of hatred that's just chilling, and it makes absolutely no sense.
So you've got this court that is just toxic. It's run by a duke who stole the throne, and it's dripping with this brother-on-brother hatred. It's like a pressure cooker, just waiting to explode. And it's this environment that forces our main characters to do some pretty drastic things just to get out alive.
So, back to that wrestling match. Against all odds, Orlando doesn't just survive, he actually wins. And right in that moment of victory, his eyes meet Rosalind. She's the daughter of the banished duke, by the way. And boom, love at first sight. The stakes just went through the roof, right? He's just fallen for the daughter of his new duke's #1 enemy.
And if you're wondering just how bad this Duke Frederick guy is, well, this one line tells you everything you need to know. He banishes his own niece, Rosalind. For what? For nothing. Her only crime is being her father's daughter, the daughter of the man he kicked out. It's just pure paranoia and cruelty, and it makes it crystal clear that nobody is safe as long as he's in charge.
But then, you get this incredible moment of true loyalty. Celia, who is the tyrant's own daughter, stands right up to her dad. She basically says, if you banish Rosalind, you're banishing me too. Their friendship is just that strong. It's more powerful than her fear of her own father. The play even says their bond is stronger than the love between actual sisters. It's beautiful.
So what do? The two cousins come up with this amazing escape plan. To stay safe on the road, Rosalind, who's the taller of the two, is going to dress up as a guy named Ganymede. Celia will pretend to be a simple shepherdess named Alina. And for good measure, they decide to bring along the court jester, Touchstone. Their destination? The one place they think they can be safe, the Forest of Arden.
And right there, everything changes. The whole feel of the play just shifts. We're literally watching a mass migration, an exodus from the stiff, dangerous world of the court into the wild, messy, unpredictable freedom of the forest.
I mean, just think about it. Almost every single important character ends up in the Forest of Arden. Orlando is running from his brother who wants to kill him. Rosalind and Celia are running from the Duke. Duke Sr.? He's already there. Heck, even the villain, Oliver, eventually gets banished and sent into the forest. It's like the court just spits everyone out, the good guys and the bad guys.
So what's so special about this forest? Well, Duke Sr. puts it perfectly. What they find there is a kind of freedom. He says, yeah, the woods are harsh, but at least that harshness is honest. It's better than all the fake smiles and backstabbing of the envious court. The forest isn't just a location on a map. It's this whole different mindset, a place where tough times can actually teach you something important about yourself.
So what we're really seeing is this massive shift from one world to a totally different one. The court, that place of rules and tyranny represented by Duke Frederick and Oliver, is left in the dust. And now, the Forest of Arden, this place of freedom and possibility where Duke Sr. is living, that becomes the new stage for our story. All our characters are coming together in this one kind of magical spot.
So really what the first couple of acts do is just completely tear down the old world and move everybody to a brand new playground. And in the Forest of Arden, the old rules are out the window. A woman can pass as a man, a duke can live like a regular guy in the woods, and a lovesick teenager can go around nailing terrible poems to trees. It's a world where suddenly anything can happen.
And this new setting is just perfect for the play to dig into its biggest ideas. I mean, freedom is obviously the huge one, right? But tied right into that, you get these fascinating questions about love outside of the usual rules, about how flexible our identities really are, and maybe, just maybe, about the possibility of forgiveness.
Which, of course, brings us to the big, final question. The title of this play is As You Like It. It's almost like a promise to the characters and to us. So now that everyone is in this place with basically no rules, a world where it seems like they can create their own reality, what are they going to do with it? What does it really mean to live your life as you like it?